All right, Taylor Phillips, Lewis Tenore here. This is True Sports episode 3, and we are doing live coverage of Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Stanley Cup Final. It is tied at 2 between the Colorado Avalanche and the Tampa Bay Lightning. There we go. As seen on ABC, 5:18, 5:19, 5:16 winding down, 5:14. Lightning on the attack. Pass deflected, and it comes out to center. And it goes out of play toward the Lightning bench with 5:07 left, third period. Faceoff will come back into the Colorado Avalanche zone. Colorado leads the Stanley Cup Final Series 2-1. Lightning fans urging their defending champion team to get a goal here before the third period run, which may force overtime. And the Avs carry it up to center toward the Lightning zone. They dump it in behind the net, intercepted, cleared to center ice, cleared to the neutral zone. Makar drives to the zone, has it taken away. Lightning take it back the other way, 2-on-2. Pass too far for Hedman, or Cologne rather. .96 for Colorado, dumps it in just past the red line. There's a turnover. Oh, well, not quite, but here's number 42. Colorado still on the attack. The Avs, Landeskog couldn't hold it in. He has to retrieve from center ice. Stamkos is out there now. Lightning dump it in. 3:40 left. Now 3:39. Puck at the blue line. Here's a shot from the point, gloved off by Darcy Kemper, former Minnesota Wild goaltender. 3:31 left. Kemper hangs on to it. Third period. So my Pistons made a trade, sending Jeremy Grant to the Portland Trail Blazers, along with two 2002 second rounders to the Portland Trail Blazers in exchange for a 2025 first round pick. I graded it a B- earlier tonight on my latest episode. And the Avs are back on the attack in the Lightning zone. Taves with it near side blue line. Almost intercepted, but then given back away again. Corey Perry for the Lightning. Lightning try to clear, but not out. Puck goes around the back of the net. Sergachev clears it to the neutral zone, to the red line. McKinnon out there. There's Sergachev, I think, or somebody for number 9, wearing number 98 for Tampa. Lightning the other way, shot from the sharp angle. There's McDonald back in his own zone, across to Hedman. Killorn. Pass ahead. Sorelli. Lightning dumping in. McKinnon corrals the puck. Takes it the other way, right to left for the Avs. Dumps it in to the Lightning zone. Dumps it in deep. Lightning take it back the other way towards center ice. Stamkos. Avalanche steal. Here's Landeskog. Gives it away to Stamkos again. He dumps it in. Back in the Colorado zone. Deep. Avs take it back. A minute 30 to go in the third period. Still tied at 2.
Uh-oh.
Colton gets checked from behind by Landeskog, but the Lightning have it. Head into the blue line in Colorado territory. Colton with a shot saved by Kemper. Another shot saved by Kemper. Paul still with it. Still has the puck. Pass to McDonough in the slot from outside of the slot. Hedman from a sharp angle, covered by Kemper. He hangs on. 41.3 seconds left, third period. Still tied at 2. This may go to overtime.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
You would think after that first goal, after scoring in just 36 seconds of the game, it would be offensive type like night. Not to be in this case.
Mm-hmm.
That's what crossed my mind. Because when you get an early goal, it kind of takes, the momentum out of your opponent. You're like, how did that happen? Mm-hmm. And they just fought back.
And the Avs clear. Deflected out of play, perhaps. 32.6 seconds. Still 32.6 seconds left.
Yeah. Ooh, look where you are.
Face off back in the Avalanche zone, near side to the right of the rink. Avs win that face off. They try to clear, but not even nearly out. Still in the corner. Sergachev tries to hold it in, but taken out by McKinnon. Cleared to neutral ice. Dumped back in, but not deep. Avs take it the other way. Lightning take it back. McDonald. One last attack. And the Lightning ice the puck with 4.0 seconds left. So the Avs have one last chance to avoid regulation. Oh, boy.
Probably not.
Should be interesting. Paul's going to take the face-off for the Lightning. Face-off attempt for the Lightning against Landeskog for Colorado. Avs just barely win the face-off, but it's stolen by Tampa Bay. And there goes the buzzer. There goes the horn. And Game 4 is going to OT, Lewis.
Or the most two hated words in the English language, sudden death.
Yeah.
Yeah, in this case, it really is. We really mean because this is the finals, and this is what makes sudden death even more important.
Yes. In case you're just tuning into this, it is still tied at 2. This is True Sports Episode 3 with me, Taylor Phillips, and Lewis Tenore to my right of your screen, to the right of your screen. So it's tied at 2 in Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final between the Colorado Avalanche and the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Avs lead the series 2-1. It is now time for Lewis's National Sports Report. While it goes into intermission, Lewis, take it away.
All I can say is, people, if you're a coffee drinker, you better put an extra pot on time because you might need it, considering how long this game might go. Okay, yeah, game one only went like a minute and a half in. I think we might see a little bit longer than that tonight, considering how low the score has been. So, brace yourself. So we could be in for a long night. I remember what happened the last time they went that long. They went 3 overtimes, and the Avalanche won in 3 overtimes on a 1-0 game in triple overtime. That was just yeah. Of course, that was back in 1996. I know it's long. I know it may be a long time for some of you, but I remember it clear as a bell. So right now we got we got 2-2 score, and if Tampa Bay wins, we'll guarantee ourselves a game 6, and that would be Sunday. If the Avalanche do win tonight, which, well, I can't really say for sure that'll happen. It'll be 3-1. So we just have to wait and find out what's going to happen in this case. And also the NHL awards were handed out last night. Now, before I get into the scores and everything, I mean, why would you have the award show before the postseason's even finished? I mean, I know it's a little bit late this year for the games to end because of COVID and all, but you should wait until at least the Stanley Cup Finals are over.
I gotta agree with you, but they are basing it on overall performances, regardless of
right.
Yeah, but I agree with you. At least Red Wings. At least my Red Wings defenseman Moritz Seider won the Calder.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Leading up to the MLB scores, the Orioles are leading the Nationals 7-0, but they're in a rain delay right now. It was called in the top of the 7th. At last check, Vespi was pitching and Adams was batting when the game was called. Bottom 8, Twins lead the Guardians 10-7. Sorry.
The Gargoyles. That's a good one.
Yeah, I know. I thought that myself. Thank you.
And it's non-discriminatory. That's even better.
Yeah.
Non-discriminatory. Good.
Yeah. Hengris is pitching, and Sensenio is at bat. Bottom 8 right now. The Cardinals are leading the Brewers 5-4. Cabrera is pitching, and Renfroe is at bat. Oh, he's still playing. Okay. Top of the 4th, the Mariners are leading the A's 3-0. Blackburn is pitching, and Raleigh is coming to bat. In the bottom of the 3rd, no score between the Angels, the Royals, and the Angels. 1 out. Lynch is pitching, and Ward is at bat. All the rest are final as the Astros beat the Mets 5-3. Garcia got the win. Casaran got the loss, and Presley got the save. Blue Jays over the White Sox 9-5. Stripling got the win, and Gallardo got the loss. Rangers over Phillies 4-2. Gray got the win, Wheeler got the loss, and Barlow got the save. Oh, well. Padres over the D-backs 10-4. Morjan got the win, Baumgartner got the loss, and Martinez got the save. The Marlins over the Rockies 7-4. Lopez got the win, and Cole got the loss. Dodgers over the Reds 8-4. Oh boy. Vessa got the win. DeWitter got the loss, and they didn't say anything with the save. Okay. Cubs beat up on the Pirates 14-5. Thompson got the win, and Ackroff got the loss. As we mentioned just before, the Dead Sox beat the Tigers 6-2. You call them the Red Sox. Waka got the win, and Survey got the save. This just went final. Yankees with the Rays 5-4. Schmidt got the win. Garza Jr. got the loss, and Holmes got the save. Braves for the Giants 4-3. Minter got the win. McGee got the loss. And again, they'll tell me you got the save. Why do you people do that to me? Why do you torture me? All right. So now we'll go on to the standings here. As we are now entering, mid-June. And this is where June I always thought was the month where, you start to separate from the pack. You separate the men from the boys. What looked like was early, close at hand, like say, 5 or 6 weeks ago. Now you start to separate yourselves and see what, how you hold up. Well, if you're the Yankees, I think it's safe to say that you might have this division wrapped up before Labor Day, as the case may be. That's what I've been thinking right now, and we're still in a rain delay. Call me crazy, but I think if a rain delay goes more than 2 hours, I think maybe you should try to make it by the day, because sitting through all that rain with the fans getting all wet, is that really worth it? I don't think so, to be honest with you. And it's still bottom of the 8th. Okay. Bottom of the 8th with the Twins still leading the Guardians 10-7. Now, of course, I thought the Gargoyles and myself, not to be, just for a joke though. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so we'll go to the standings here. Of course, and away we go. All right. Yankees, of course, are in first place. They now have 51. They have 51 wins now, 51-15, and of course, they're just pouring it on. Right, they're just pouring it on right now. I believe they have a 13.5 game lead. It's just unreal right now what they've done to the rest of the league this season so far. And the closest competitor, I think, is the Red Sox, but it doesn't even look like they are even competing right now. Okay, so I'm sorry, it's the Blue Jays. The Yankees are 51-18, have a 12-game lead over the Blue Jays at 39-30. 12.5 are the Red Sox at 39-31. The Rays, 37-32, 14 back. And the Orioles are still the Orioles at 21 back at 30-39. Well. To the Central, the Guardians, despite my goofy name, they're 35-28, and they're in a virtual tie with the Twins at 38-31. The White Sox, 33-34, but only 4 games back. Tigers, 26-43, 12 back. And the Royals, 25-42, also 12 back. To the West, the Astros, 43-25, have also in virtual tie with the Rangers, 33-35. No, they're 10 back, 33-35. The Angels, 11 back at 33-38. Oh boy, not good. 33-38. The Mariners are 30-39 at 13.5 back, and the A's 23-46, 20.5 back. I remember when the A's were actually good. The Mets, despite the loss, are still 45-26 and have a 4.5 game lead over the Braves at 40-30. Phillies are 36-34, 8.5 back. The Marlins are 12 back at 31-36, and the Nationals are 25-46, 20 back. To the Central. We got a good matchup here, guys. We got a good battle here. Cardinals and the Brewers are both 39-31, leaving everybody else in the dust, as the Pirates are 28-40, 10 back. The Cubs, 26-43, 12.5 back. And the Reds, 23-45, 15 back, the worst in the league. Ugh. And finally in the West, okay, this is interesting here. The Dodgers have 42-25, but the Padres are 44-27. So this makes it a virtual tie. The Giants not that far out either with 38-30. The D-backs 32-39, 12 back, and the Rockies 30-39 at 13 back. But as I said, the Diamondbacks, they are an improvement from especially last season when they were just, pretty much out of contention by about mid-May. And the Padres are off to their best start since going to the World Series back in 1999. Unfortunately, you lost to the Yankees. Sorry. I mean, that was a powerhouse team, and at this point, I think the Yankees might even surpass their 114-win mark back in 1998, which they went on to win the World Series that year. And again, Seattle broke that record, and they still lost in the first round of the playoffs anyway. So it doesn't mean that much. All right, so we'll go to tomorrow's schedule, and it goes like this. And we begin, of course, Brighton. Of course, we always start early on Monday or Thursday. It goes like this. The Rockies will face the Marlins at 12:10. At 12:20, the Giants face the Braves. 12:35, the Reds take on the Pirates. And 12:35 also, the Dodgers take on the Reds. Oh, wow. 1:10, Guardians take on the Twins. 2:10, the Cardinals take on the Brewers. 3:37, the Mariners take on the A's. The Astros take on the Yankees. 8:10, the Orioles take on the White Sox. And at 9:40, the Phillies travel out west to San Diego to take on the Padres. So good luck with that one. All right. So on to today's, and of course, the College World Series is going right now. One game, of course, is in extras, if I'm not mistaken. Still 1-1, so we'll get to that as soon as possible. Hopefully, we can get a winner. In the meantime, we'll go to the headlines of the day, and there's been a lot of them. There's been a lot of news headlines for the day, and we'll take it right here. First up, Golden State Warriors manager Bob Myers says his goal was to bring everyone for a title defense next season. Well, that's a little bit hard to come by in this day and age, of course, when you got free agency and whatnot. So that might be biting off more than you can chew at this point. Head coach Steve Kerr said that has a feeling that this group is just getting started and will be even better next year. That may be a frightening thought to some around the league, but if that to happen, it would mean the Warriors would have to bring most, if not all, of their players back, and that's not going to be easy. The Warriors have 7 free agents, and only 2 of them, Chris Scherzer and Quindry Witherspoon, are restricted free agents. Even more so, the Warriors are nearly $25 million over the tax. If you want exact numbers, okay, 24.6. Free agency is in our control to a certain degree, but not always, said Myers at the end of the season news conference. I hope that our players will give us a chance to respond to an offer. They don't have to. They don't owe it to us. However, that's what you want. That's what you get if you win and create a good environment. You might get a chance to match something. The unrestricted free agents are Kevin Looney, Otto Porter Jr., Andre Iguodala, Damian Lee, Gary Payton Jr., Juan Anderson, and Nemka Becca. Looney and Porter and Payton are the key free agents that they so desperately want back. Yeah, I think all the Warriors fans might agree with that. The Florida Panthers have hired former Winnipeg Jets coach Paul Maurice, replacing interim coach Andrew Burnett. Sources confirmed to ESPN today. And game 4 in overtime has now started. Okay, Maurice stepped down as head coach of the Jets after only 2 games this past season, but ended a 9-year run overall. He coached 1,685 regular season games throughout his career, 4th most in league history, and 7th in career wins at 775. He previously coached the Jets, the Leafs, and the Whalers before they became the Hurricanes. The Panthers were eliminated in Game 6 in the first round. They eliminated the Capitals in Game 6 in the first round, only to be swept by their in-state rival, the Lightning, in Round 2. Could have won it, buddy. Could have won it. Okay, I got some golf news here. Then we'll get into the swing of things right here. Players who have signed on to the new rival LIV tournaments will be allowed to compete in the British Open. The Open next month. Sorry. The announcement was made today. The decision comes after allowing USGA players who have joined the new LIV series to play from last week's US Open and was won by Michael Fitzpatrick of England. The Open, the oldest of the 4 majors since it was first played way back in 1860 when the dinosaurs still roamed the earth, the openness has been fundamental to its unique appeal, says CEO Martin Slumbers. That said in a statement. Players who are exempt or earned a place through qualifying for the event in accordance with entry terms and conditions will be allowed to play in the tournament at St. Andrews. We are focused on staging a world-class championship in July and truly celebrating this historic moment for the sport. We will invest the proceeds of the Open, as we always did, for the benefit of golf that reflects the purpose to ensure that the sport will still be going strong 50 years from now, maybe even longer. The Open is scheduled to begin on July 14th. Speaking of golf, Brooks Koepka has withdrawn from this week's Travelers Championship, the PGA Tour announced last night. As mentioned before, Koepka is the latest of the PGA champions to leave the circuit to join the new rival league, which is funded by a Saudi Arabia investment fund that is being funded by none other than the Shark himself, Greg Norman. The Shark. The LIV has now signed 8 of the top 50 players in the world. Bryson DeChambeau, Patrick Reed are also expected to compete in the LIV's first U.S. tournament in Portland next week. Oh boy. Just when you thought that the rivalry was over between DeChambeau and Koepka, wrong. I can just hear it now. Hey, Brooksy, how you doing? You again? I joined this league to get rid of you. Ugh, yuck. Anywho, the LIV's first U.S. tournament is to be played in Portland next week. PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan has already suspended 17 players, including major winners Dustin Johnson, who's won 6 majors, and Phil Mickelson, for competing in the LIV's first tournament 2 weeks ago, just outside London. Mark Hubbard will replace Koepka in the Travelers Championship, which begins tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. All right, Rockets' John Wall has exercised his 47.2. Whoa, we got a brouhaha here. Option for the 22-23 season, source ESPN. The Rockets will continue to seek options, but are expected to work with Wall on a contract buyout if a trade cannot be reached. Wall arrived in Houston by way of trade with the Wizards that sent Russell Westbrook to the Wizards prior to 2021 and averaged 20.6 points per game and 6.9 assists. The Rockets agreed to shut him down late in the season with efforts to protect his body and his trade value. Yeah. The Rockets committed to building around a backcourt of 2021 number 2 draft pick Jalen Green and Kevin Porter Jr. left Wall without a starting job, and with the decision of a bench role that would not suit either party. Both sides agreed that Wall would sit out the season as the Rockets worked on finding a trade partner. Wall, a 5-time All-Star, was limited to 113 games over the past 3 seasons, from 2017 to 2018 to the 2021 season, due to a series of injuries, including the Achilles tear, which gets everybody. All right. That's pretty bad right there. Moving along, the Maple Leafs scored a double victory at last night's most NHL awards, as Ashton Matthews got the Most Valuable Player award and the Ted Lindsay Award for Most Outstanding Player. A double victory. Matthews scored 60 goals and led the league in scoring for the second straight year, and set a record for most goals set by an American-born player. Matthews earned 119 first-place votes to claim the Hart Trophy, which is voted on by the Professional Writers Association. Connor McDavid of the Oilers was second. David was second on the list, and Rangers goaltender Igor Shesterkin was third. Matthews is also the first Leafs player to win Most Outstanding Player award by the players. McDavid was second, and Prayers defenseman Roman Josi was third. Continuing on, the only other U.S.-born player to win that award was Patrick Kane back in 2015 as a member of the Blackhawks. Avalanche defenseman Cale Maker won his first Norris Trophy with 1,631 points and 92 first-place votes. A lot of tragedies this week in the sports world. Former Purdue standout Caleb Swanigan passed away only 25 years of age recently. He died on Monday night at the Allen County Coroner's Office, saying he died of natural causes at a Fort Wayne hospital. He was the first round pick for the Raiders in 2017, where he played for 3 seasons and then went to the Kings. Swanigan was highly sought after recruit who chose to stay close to home and play for Purdue after first committing himself to Michigan State. He was named Big Ten Player of the Year, an All-American, and was a finalist for the Naismith Award. That's a shame. It's just, young guy like that, and it comes down to that. It's just awful. Okay, Rockets former Houston Rockets head coach Mike D'Antoni was to meet with Hornets owner Michael Jordan to discuss the Hornets coaching position. D'Antoni was considered to be a finalist for the position before Warriors coach Kenny Atkinson took the position at the finals and then changed his mind and chose to stay with the Warriors. Whatever reason he changed his mind, I have no idea. Atkinson and the Hornets agreed to a 4-year deal in principle, but was never signed. D'Antoni had 2 meetings with the Hornets and with the Hornets management before Atkinson took the job. D'Antoni was 2-17-102 in 4 seasons with the team. He took the Rockets to the conference semifinal 3 times and one conference final appearance, and was a 2-time Coach of the Year. Not too shabby, if I do say so myself. And right now, 14-16 to go in the first overtime. I told you guys, be ready. All right, so continuing on. Yeah. All right. More news here, and this one is hit close to home here. One of the NFL's best defensive tackles, Tony Siragusa, nicknamed the Goose, passed away at age 55. The cause of death is still not known. Siragusa was a vital cog in the offense in the Ravens defense of the 2000 season, en route to the Super Bowl title that year. He started his 12-year career by drinking away his $1,000 signing bonus as an undrafted free agent, and left the game as one of the most unique personalities more known for his sense of humor and memorable pranks that we know. He was a warrior on the field and a leader, as well as a generous heart who helped his teammates and his community more than most people know, said former coach Brian Belichick. That's what he said. And
he also
actually,
he also used to be a sideline reporter for Fox Sports.
Exactly.
NFL coverage.
I actually had the pleasure of meeting this gentleman years ago. So, yeah. So it's a good loss, great loss. Perhaps his finest moment came in the 2000 AFC title game when he took out former Raiders quarterback, I should say, Rich Gannon, driving him to the turf and separated his left shoulder in a 16-3 win and advanced to the Super Bowl. Oh boy. Yeah, that was a hit. The Oklahoma Sooners are headed to the College World Series Finals, calling themselves a bunch of Davids, a nod to their embrace of underdog identity they adopted this season after starting the season off so poorly. It was David Saladin who got most of the credit today for taking down the last of the national seeds in the tournament. Saladin led the Sooners one run. Well, he gave away one run and struck out 12 in 7 innings. Jimmy Crooks blasted a 3-run homer on the way to a 5-1 victory, and they head to the finals. Interesting note here: the Sooners, 45-22, have won 3 straight games at Charles Schwab Stadium by no fewer than 4 runs, as they head to their first World Series title in 28 years. They'll face the winner of either Arkansas versus Mississippi, that is. Ole Miss needs 1 win, while Arkansas needs 2. Regardless, the World Series begins on Saturday. And I believe that game was still in extras. Shohei Ohtani hit a pair of 3-run homers that one included a tying drive in the bottom of the 9th for the Angels. He drove in a career 8 runs, the most by a Japan-born player in MLB history. Yet, despite these dramatic efforts, they still lost to the Royals in extras. Wow, all that work for nothing. With Medfield led off the 11th with a double, and that was enough to give the Royals the win. Ohtani crushed a 420-foot home run in the 6th and tied it with a 438 homer in the 9th, giving them his biggest performance in 5 years in the majors. His biggest RBI performance, that is. He then set a record for most RBIs in a game by a Japanese-born player with a sac fly in the 11th inning. Though he did not complain publicly, he would have been justified feeling frustrated by the awful pitching performance of his Angels teammates despite his heroic efforts. But the Royals knew they won with good hitting on their own, thanks to Carlos Santana and Bobby Witt Jr.
Hit the crossbar there. And then there's the glove save by Vasilevsky.
Yes. Okay, more sad news here. Another death at the NFL as Ravens linebacker Jalen Ferguson passed away at the age of 26. The Ravens confirmed last night. Around 11:25 p.m. last night, Baltimore police officers responded to a home in the North District of the city where they found Ferguson not responding to paramedics. Oof, that's a bad sign right there. Ferguson never regained consciousness and was pronounced dead on the scene by the medics, according to police. Police said there was no signs of foul play or trauma suspected at this time. His body was taken to the medical examiner office where a cause of death will be determined later, or we hope it'll be determined later. Investigators are not ruling out possible overdose, said by a spokesman. Ferguson was selected in the 3rd round by the Ravens in 2019 and was involved in all off-season practices this year. All right. Mets utility man Jeff McNeil was considered day-to-day after leaving Monday's game against the Marlins with tightness in his right hamstring, that according to manager Buck Showalter. Showalter, speaking with reporters yesterday, characterized the results of his MRI as good news. Did not specify what the test revealed. McNeil said he got on the bus after having the MRI, did not talk to the doctors, but was told the test showed nothing. Nothing? Yeah, sure. McNeil is listed as day-to-day. McNeil walked off the field uneasy after scoring on a wild pitch in Monday's victory and headed straight for the clubhouse. He reached base with a double in the fourth inning and is now hitting at .327. McNeil, however, did not play in last night's loss to the Astros. In other Mets news, Max Scherzer, who had missed last month and a half from an oblique injury, strain rather, completed his first rehab start for Double-A Binghamton yesterday. He allowed 2 earned runs on 3 hits, struck out 6, walked 1 in 3.5 innings, and threw 65 pitches. And finally, San Francisco shortstop Brandon Crawford is expected to miss at least the next few days after suffering a knee injury on a collision at home plate during their win against the Braves last night. Crawford left the game after catcher Travis Denard fell on his leg as he slid safely at home on a sac fly in the 4th inning. Yow. That's going to hurt. I decided to slide in late, Crawford said after the game. I felt it was the only way I was able to get in there. I think if I slid normally, DeMar around blocks me off, and I don't get in there. It was a case I did what I had to do to get my foot in there. Then he puts his shin guards down, as they are taught to do, and just so happened to land on my knee. Ugh. Crawford said initial tests showed that the knee was sound, but still likely he needed to get an MRI today just to make sure. Crawford is batting .227 with 5 home runs and 30 RBIs this season. Not bad. Just a check to see if I missed anything. See if I missed anything at all.
9:36 left in overtime.
No.
Still tied at 2.
Now, I warned you guys. Haven't seen double overtime in a final in quite a while either. I think the last time we saw that happen was 2006.
Lightning win the face-off.
Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson says that 20 of the 24 lawsuits filed against him have been dismissed, said by attorney Tony Busby in a statement yesterday. Since March 16th of 2021, 25 lawsuits have been filed against him, alleged sexual assault and other erratic behaviors during massage sessions. Of those 25 lawsuits, one was dropped by the plaintiff when the judge ruled that her petition had to be amended with her name. Ooh, okay. That's a no-no. The other 20 were settled, Busby said. We are working through the paperwork related to the settlements, said by Busby in a statement. And once that was done, so the cases will be dismissed. The terms and amounts of the settlements were kept confidential. We won't comment on any further settlements of those cases. Busby noted that Ashley Solis, the first woman to file a lawsuit, was not one of the women to settle. Oh, what a shock that is. Oh, that was a close one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
In the crease, but they somehow keep it out.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Ohio State received commitments from 2 ESPN 300 wide receivers in as many days when Brandon Innes announced his commitment to the Buckeyes yesterday. Yep. Oh, could have been another one. Amos, the number 25 prospect overall and fourth among wide receivers, made the decision the day after Canal Tate, the number 134th pick, made his commitment to Ohio State. Gee, how many are there? That's a lot.
And Vasilevsky covers up.
We got some here. Colorado's won it. Avalanche win it.
Oh, man.
Or did
wow.
They? Wait a minute. No, they're walking off. Or wait a minute. Let's see here. Let me turn this up a minute.
Hold on a second. No, they're celebrating. I don't see the puck anywhere. Oh, the puck is stuck on the top of the net under the crossbar. That's a goal. That's a goal.
It should be a goal, but it's not. Then we got a problem here.
There's Kadri, who's just returned from his injury. Yeah, there he is.
3-2. What a win. That means now, folks, it's 3-2.
Yeah, it's official.
It's official, and the Avalanche now lead 3-2 in the series. Oh, boy.
3-1 in the series. 3 games to 1.
3-1. So tomorrow, Friday rather, if Colorado wins, they'll have their first championship in 21 years.
Yeah, since 2001 when Raymond Bourque won it with Peter Forsberg, Joe Sakic, Milan Hajduk, Patrick Waugh, Alex Tanguay, who's still an assistant coach for the Detroit Red Wings.
Now, I don't know if
I like Tanguay's power.
Yeah. I don't know if you know where you were that night, but I remember where I was that night. I was visiting friends. We were just coming back from a movie, and they had the game on in the bar in the restaurant, and it was against the New Jersey Devils, actually. It was a fairly close game, but the Avalanche, just seemed to overpower them. The Devils looked, lethargic by the time it got late in the third quarter, and there was third period, and there was no way they were going to catch up to it. And I was so disgusted. But I think everybody was cheering for Raymond Bourque because he finally got his first Stanley Cup in his 20-year career. Yeah, well, congratulations to you. And well, at least the Devils wanted to win one more cup after that. But they haven't done jack since then. In fact, they did make the playoffs in 2012. They lost to the Kings. But ever since that Taylor Hall left the Devils, they haven't been the same since whatsoever. That's the way I gotta look at it. Sometimes all it takes is one trade, and that can really mess your team up. And sometimes it takes years to recover.
Yeah, but for Tanguay, still he still has a really good power play unit, like he did when he was an assistant coach for the AHL's Iowa Wild going into this previous regular season. This past regular season.
Okay, I do have a scrub here.
Jeff Trashel just ruined it for him. Blashill, in the result, got the heave-ho by Steve Yzerman.
Yes, Yzerman. This just in, Arkansas beat Mississippi in the second game of the for the regionals here, 1-0 in, I believe it was 10 innings. For you soccer fans out there, this was from my area. The Red Bulls over NYFC 3-0. Good, serves you right. And Kansas City over Union of Omaha in a rout 6-0. Boy, that's kind of strange in a soccer matchup. You don't see games like that very often. Usually it's fairly close. But one team had it, and the other team, not a chance. All right, so that's going to do it for me. I'll turn it back over to you.
And since Game 4 is over and Game 5 is Friday night, by the way, and that concludes Episode 3 of True Sports. For Louis Tenore, I'm Taylor Phillips. Power to the people. Ta-ta. Hit 'em with a high.
Good night. Let me